questions. What's the topic today? Look, you never know. It's DeeDee's reactions, real life reviews with a real one for sure.
Thoughts on feminism? I've been wanting every time the women commentators are coming on and psychologists and everybody. I always want to know what's y'all viewpoint on the pros and cons of feminism and what it's done to society as a whole.
I think feminism, the cons to it is it's created these independent boss chicks that are ruining the dating pool for sure. It's created a bunch of entitled, spoiled, independent women, which kind of is leading to what I see the demise of the family structure. I mean, the only thing I could think of when it comes to any pros to it is the fact that, I guess when you think about women talk about certain injustices and things that kind of relate to them having certain laws in their favor, the only thing that I hear most women talking about when it comes to that is like laws to keep them from to make them to help them be allowed to delete babies. That's I mean, they would point that out as if that's a good thing. I don't, if that makes sense. I see them say that. Other things, I guess I took a little note of that workplace discrimination and things of that nature. But when it comes to what I think really matters, the family structure, I think that's taken away from that. And I think that's causing the issues that we're seeing now when it comes to creating the nuclear family and building wealth with your family. I think that's the downside of it. And I think that's the major downside of it. But I don't think a lot of women see it as such. I think they look at the importance of being able to have a career and get equal pay, as men and things of that nature. I think they put more emphasis and more emphasis on that. They see that as a bigger win. They don't see the family dynamic, a husband, a wife, and children as a way to grow and to grow our community. They don't see that as a flex. They see being an independent woman, being able to have a career as a flex. And I think that's part of the problem. I think it's created the type of women that we're talking about, where they look at men black men in a negative light. And they think that they're better because they have careers and degrees and they could become an entrepreneur. There's more weight on becoming an entrepreneur. Women don't look at being a housewife and being a wife, period, to a man, especially a black man, as any type of flex or reward. They look at that as slavery. Like, oh my God, you just doing what he say. I've experienced it too. That's what I went through, being married for over 20 something years. It's like, I've gotten that and I just didn't understand it. But the short time that I worked, in my younger years, I didn't work very long because I was married and then a housewife. That was looked at as, oh my God, you're not taking care of yourself, as it was a bad thing. The same thing that women complain about now. Women complain about wanting to have a man to take care of it, but they want it in a different sense. They don't want it. They don't really want to be housewives because that's not glamorous enough. You know what I mean? Being home, cooking, cleaning, taking care of kids is the slavery life that they don't want. But they want it in a sense of a man taking care of them. See, your husband going to work, working hard, taking care of his average family, making sure that they're good. The wife at home, making sure that the kids are learning and they're taken care of. You're feeding them proper meals. Your husband don't have to worry about that. He just got to go to work and make sure he's, making sure that his family is good. That's not a life of traveling and jet setting and going out with your girlfriends 24/7 every weekend and all that. See, that's what they want. They want a lifestyle. But they're putting it under, a man ain't a man if he can't take care of everything. No, you want a man to take care of a lifestyle, not you and a family. Because they couldn't do what me and what I've done and others have done because it wasn't glamorous. And they want a glamorous lifestyle and that's it. You don't want to be a wife for real. They don't want to be that for real from what I'm seeing. You want something fancy, and that's not being at home with kids all day. So
listen, outside of equal protections, like you said, in the workforce and in general, voting rights, obviously, and a couple other maybe, important integral things, I think it's been a horrible destructive force. I think that it's given them license to do everything that it was that they felt their mothers and grandmothers couldn't do. And it's taught them that they can do it in a way where they expect men to not judge them for it, or people or society to judge them for it. Feminism's basically said you can do, act, and be as autonomous and free as you want
Right.
in a culture and society where other people can see you.
Right.
and then at the end, you know, and I think it's also taught them you can have it all. You could do it all, you could have it all simultaneously. And I think that's, again, the issue is the real world application of this stuff. It doesn't even pan out and lead to the outcomes that most of them, like, I think what happens is, I use a celebrity sometimes. So Meg Thee Stallion and Ciara to me are like really good, great examples where they'll go to the original guys that they actually wanted at first. And then when it doesn't work, you can display, show, dance, act however you want, give potentially your body and or children to said men.
Right.
And then there will be these really good, the nice guys at the end. There will be the guy that did your shining knight that's going to be there at the end. And I think they keep forgetting two things. These women are famous and they're above average in terms of the average woman, in terms of looks. So it's like pretty privilege, Hollywood privilege is real. And the same thing with Cardi B, where it's like they take these examples and think it's going to translate into their everyday lives. And again, they're convinced that it's not the men that's pushing and telling you that this is what's always going to be at the end. It's the feminist ideology and women who believe in it, who's convincing you and telling you you're the prize, you deserve. If things don't work out, he's the one who lost out. Like,
but then they be like Ciara and all. You be 300-400 pounds saying that. Like big women, like saying exactly that. Like, what the hell? That's why I say,
That's the thing. They don't even look. They don't even look like Ciara. Like this is the crazy part. Like,
they're talking about I'm the prize.
Bro,
yeah, I won't wrestle.
What's her name? Sarah Fontenot. Sarah Fontenot just got engaged not too long ago, right? Attractive woman. She's in her early 40s.
Oh yeah.
A lot of y'all don't look like Sarah. So like this does not apply. Like this doesn't apply to about 80% of y'all. Like, you know, and I'm like, I know the truth is that what I'm doing, what you're doing, and others are trying to do is both holding up a mirror to culture to let people know and say, yo, this is how us as a community is looking. This is how us as men are looking. This is how our women are looking. And if you want better outcomes, if your actions are leading to the current outcomes you have, and this is how you're looking, this is how you need to move on the opposite end to at least, you know, give yourself a fighting chance to find something meaningful out here in terms of legitimate relationships. That's really what we're doing in this space. And that's what I think you're doing, honestly.
You know what? You got to put in the work, though. And, you know, marriage is work. That's what I tell people, too.
Yeah.
You don't just get married and then think, oh, now it's kumbaya. I don't do anything. No, you still got to work on that thing. You just can't sit there and think it's going to, you know, flourish by itself. You got to work on that. But, you know, so if you don't even want to work on a relationship and you don't even want to work on yourself, if you 400 pounds, you don't even want to hit the gym. Like, come on now, you sitting there talking about you the prize and take me as I am. And if you can't take me at my worst, I don't want you at my best. But he don't want you there. He just don't want you, period. And he gonna move on. Like, I don't understand. And that's the part that gets me. Honestly, I try not to go there, but I'm forced to in my mind. Because I'm like, what y'all are delusional. It's a level of delusion that I have never seen. It's that mentality. I think that feminist mindset, like I could do anything, like you said, and whatever, a man just supposed to take me. No, man. Most men, not you got chubby chasers, but most men don't want them big old bras. Like, and then y'all be walking around here like you everything and entitled, and I need you to do this and do that, and he be say, let's walk around the park. Oh, I can't do it, because you tired. Like, there's a lot going on, and I really just think, you know, they need to be a little bit more realistic. You might be a nice person, but nobody's going to see the niceness. You know, all the other stuff is going to overshadow that. Why would you want? And then you want to rich all this money. He got to have all this money, $300,000 a year, and you 400. What man is? No man. I don't think no man. He don't have to make 300,000. Hell, he can make 50,000, 40,000. I don't think he want big women like that.